Women over 50 often find it challenging to select clothing that suits their age and personal style. The fashion world can feel as though it caters mostly to younger crowds, leaving mature women searching for ways to stay stylish without sacrificing comfort. Boho chic, however, provides the perfect solution. This style allows women to express their unique personalities while remaining sophisticated and comfortable. Boho chic blends freedom, elegance, and individuality, making it an ideal choice for women over 50 who want to embrace a timeless yet relaxed look. Boho chic is known for its laid-back, free-spirited vibe. It celebrates individuality and comfort, making it an ideal choice for women of any age, especially those over 50. The versatility of this style allows women to feel confident while showcasing their personal flair. 1. What is boho chic? What is boho chic? Boho chic is a fashion style that originates from global art and cultural movements, embracing freedom, comfort, and creativity. This style doesn't follow rigid rules but encourages individuality, self-expression, and artistic flair. Boho chic is not just a fashion trend but a lifestyle, a way to showcase your personality through your wardrobe. It's particularly ideal for women over 50. Because it combines comfort with the ability to express a unique, timeless beauty without feeling outdated. Key characteristics of boho chic. 1. Light, comfortable fabrics. One of the defining features of boho chic is the use of light, comfortable fabrics such as cotton, linen, rayon, and silk. These materials are not only breathable and easy to wear but also exude a natural, elegant vibe, especially during warm weather. Boho chic clothing allows for free movement without feeling restricted or uncomfortable. 2. Floral and paisley prints. Boho chic is known for its use of intricate floral patterns and paisley, along with other embroidered details. These prints add a soft, feminine touch to any outfit, creating a light, airy feel that's both relaxed and stylish. 3. Natural, earthy colors. Boho chic leans towards natural, earthy tones like brown, beige, camel, and various shades of green and gray. These colors evoke a sense of being close to nature and are easy to mix and match. They provide a calm, understated palette that's perfect for creating a personal, timeless wardrobe. Boho chic is all about embracing comfort, freedom, and self-expression. With its combination of light fabrics, floral and paisley prints, and earthy tones, this style offers elegance and creativity, making it a perfect choice for women who want to feel confident and stylish without sacrificing comfort. 2. Essential boho chic wardrobe items for women over 50. Maxi dresses, a key piece in boho chic. Maxi dresses are an essential part of the boho chic style. With their long, comfortable, and flowing design, maxi dresses offer a sense of freedom and elegance. Whether you prefer a simple look or want to stand out more, a maxi dress can easily be paired with various accessories, creating a look that's both sophisticated and full of personality. For example, Sarah, a fan of boho chic, frequently chooses paisley-patterned maxi dresses for casual outings or vacations. She pairs her dresses with delicate leather sandals and a wide-brimmed hat to protect herself from the sun, creating an effortlessly stylish look. Sarah feels more confident in a maxi dress because of the comfort it provides, without feeling restricted like some other outfits. You often wear maxi dresses. How do you like to accessorize them to create your own unique style? Maxi dresses are truly an excellent choice for expressing freedom and individuality. They can easily transition from a simple daytime outfit to an elegant evening look, depending on how you pair them with accessories. In addition to maxi dresses, another must-have item in a boho chic wardrobe is the maxi skirt. Just like maxi dresses, maxi skirts can be paired effortlessly with blouses, t-shirts, or cardigans, creating a comfortable yet stylish look. Let's dive into how to style a maxi skirt to complement the boho chic aesthetic. Maxi skirts, effortless elegance and comfort. Maxi skirts are an essential piece in the boho chic wardrobe, offering a perfect combination of elegance and comfort. With their long, flowing design and lightweight fabric, maxi skirts allow you to feel relaxed while looking effortlessly stylish. Easy to pair with a variety of tops, maxi skirts are a versatile choice for casual outings or even work, giving you a polished yet comfortable look. A classic way to style a maxi skirt is by pairing it with a crisp white button-down shirt and a belt to accentuate the waist, creating a balanced, refined appearance. This combination brings out the relaxed yet sophisticated vibe of boho chic, making it perfect for both everyday wear and special occasions. Maxi skirts are ideal for creating a stylish yet comfortable outfit, allowing you to move freely while maintaining an elegant silhouette, with just a few accessories or small adjustments in styling. You can switch up the look to suit different occasions. The maxi skirt is the perfect piece for those who appreciate a mix of comfort and elegance. With just a little creativity in how you pair it with other items, you can achieve a variety of different looks. Next, let's explore how adding a kimono jacket can take your boho chic style to the next level, enhancing your overall outfit. Kimono jackets, adding elegance and style to your outfit. Kimono jackets are an essential piece in boho chic fashion, bringing elegance and style to any outfit. With their lightweight design and details like embroidery, ties, or unique patterns, kimono jackets effortlessly elevate simple clothing items. Whether paired with a basic t-shirt or a flowy maxi dress, the kimono adds a touch of sophistication while keeping the look relaxed and comfortable. The versatility of a kimono jacket makes it ideal for both casual outings and more dressed-up events, providing an effortless way to create a chic and stylish look. Shoes and accessories, sandals, low boots, and statement pieces. Shoes and accessories are key elements in completing the boho chic look. Sandals, low boots, and embroidered flats are perfect choices, offering both comfort and style. Accessories like bracelets, necklaces, and hats play a significant role in accentuating your individuality and adding creative flair to your outfit. Leather sandals are a great option, easily paired with many different outfits in boho style. Adding beaded bracelets or layered necklaces gives your outfit a unique touch, drawing attention to the details that make your look stand out. These accessories not only showcase your personal style, but also add an extra layer of interest to your ensemble. Shoes and accessories are the finishing touches that help complete the boho chic style, making you feel confident and stylish. Experimenting with different combinations can create a look that's both comfortable and trendy, expressing your personality through your wardrobe. Three, how to style and use accessories in boho chic. Boho chic is all about mixing and matching different patterns and textures, creating a unique and captivating look. Floral prints, paisley, and embroidery are staples in this style, adding a soft feminine touch. Natural fabrics like cotton, linen, and rayon combined with embroidery or beadwork elevate the outfit, giving it depth and sophistication. A popular combination in boho chic is pairing an embroidered blouse with a solid colored maxi skirt. For instance, a neutral-toned maxi skirt paired with a floral embroidered blouse creates a harmonious and balanced look that's both elegant and effortlessly chic. Color coordination plays a key role in boho chic. You can experiment with bold, vibrant colors or opt for neutral tones. But the key is ensuring that the colors work well together to create a cohesive look. This helps avoid overwhelming the outfit while maintaining a sense of ease and elegance. One of the easiest ways to add flair to a boho chic outfit is by accessorizing. Wide-brimmed hats, stacked bracelets, and statement earrings are essential accessories. A wide-brimmed hat not only protects you from the sun, but also enhances your overall style. Bracelets and earrings made from natural materials like wood, stone, or metal add unique touches that make the outfit stand out. Once you've put together the perfect outfit with the right patterns and colors, the next step is selecting the right footwear and additional accessories to complete your boho chic look with an extra pop of style. The benefits of boho chic for women over 50. Boho chic offers comfort and effortless styling, which makes it especially beneficial for women over 50. This style doesn't demand strict rules or limitations. Instead, it encourages creativity and personal expression. Women can mix and match different pieces like embroidered shirts, maxi skirts, or kimonos, creating a relaxed yet stylish look that's free from constraints. The choice of colors, patterns, and materials is flexible, allowing women to express their individuality with ease. Boho chic outfits not only provide comfort but also boost confidence. Wearing well-fitting and easy-to-move-in clothes makes women feel freer and more self-assured. The freedom from tight, uncomfortable clothing allows women to shine without worrying about restriction, making it the perfect style for everyday wear. Boho chic is more than just fashion, it's a way to showcase natural beauty and elegance. This style celebrates freedom and confidence, helping women embody a refined yet laid-back elegance. Each boho chic outfit reflects the wearer's personality and lifestyle, blending beauty with comfort in a seamless, stylish way. Boho chic is the perfect fashion style for women over 50. It offers the opportunity to express personal style with elegance and comfort. Essential items such as maxi dresses, maxi skirts, kimono jackets, and sandals are key elements of a boho chic wardrobe. Accessories are also essential for adding a personal touch and completing the look. Embrace boho chic with confidence, experimenting with pieces that reflect your unique style. This fashion is about freedom and individuality, showing that anyone can be stylish and timeless at any age. If you enjoyed learning about boho chic, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more style tips and inspiration tailored to women over 50.